You ready?
Let's get this, bro.
You ready?
Let's
You ready for head to head? Let's go.
Woo!
What's up, everyone? I'm Curated Expert Mike Leighton.
And I'm Curated Expert Bobby Chadderton. Today we are at beautiful Copper Mountain, Colorado.
And in this episode of Head to Head, we are pitting the CAPiTA Defenders of Awesome against the Super Defenders of Awesome.
So we're going to be putting these boards to the test in 3 different categories. That's going to be Freestyle, Freeride, and Carving. Just so you guys know, we are not sponsored or affiliated with any brands.
All of these reviews are completely unbiased.
Personally, I think that on a regular groomed run, I felt like the Super DOA really held up to a more high-powered carve. Do you agree?
I do. With all that extra carbon in there, I really felt that it was really stable, especially at speed. And as you really started to crank turns over, like it felt really confidence inspiring. The only thing was, if you get lazy at all, it's like,
it's gonna buck you.
yeah, like we saw, like I got bucked. But overall, like the stability on that, I didn't really feel the same thing on this. This felt a little bit softer, a little bit more chatter as you try to drive those turns. It was still like a great board. It was fun to turn on and was stable at speed. Like you could still go fast on it, but you can't just lay into a turn as much, which I felt like on the Super DOA, it was just fun, just like high speed, until you know you get a little lazy and then all of a sudden you're on your head, and
Yeah,
that's less
you don't
than
wanna do
ideal.
that. No, I totally agree. And I think one thing that I definitely noticed was the power that I got coming out of my toe side and heel side turns. It was so much stronger on the Super DOA, especially on the heels. Through variable terrain on the DOA, on my heel side edge, there was a lot more slip. Whereas, you know, as soon as I engaged this heel side edge in that same variable terrain, I was hooking and I could kind of use the carbon in this board to kind of like propel myself out of that turn.
That's a DOA on steroids.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
But I think overall, like if I were to pick a board to go carving on, I would stick with the Super DOA.
Agreed.
So what board do you really feel was more playful out there?
More playful? DOA all day. If you're looking to butter, if you're looking to have fun, just play around,
Which is basically all you do.
that is the board for you. It's much more forgiving in that aspect. I know that a lot of the same variations of butters that I tried and had success with on that board, I found that when I was throwing them on the Super DOA, I was really bucking myself into the air, and I was kind of like catching more speed and pop than I really expected to.
If I were just riding this every day, just playing around, nothing too big, not really riding any like big jumps, this would be my go-to. But like, I think if I was riding big jumps and like requiring a lot of speed, that's definitely the board. But for this one, playing around on it, that was fun. That first run I took, the first couple turns, it was just like, oh yeah, I know what this feels like, and it's very forgiving too. That's a huge part of a freestyle aspect, is the forgiveness. We're not trying to like slam an edge in every time. There's some creativity to it. Whereas like I feel like on that Super DOA, it was like very much like you have to be on it.
There's no room for error, for
Yeah.
sure. So I think if you are that rider who is looking for a fun, playful, freestyle-oriented board that you want to take through the park, this thing's gonna shred it on any jump line, really. For the big giant kickers that they have at Dew Tour right now, I'm gonna say Super DOA, but overall, I'm taking the DOA for freestyle.
I mean, I agree with you. Daily driver freestyle, for me, that would be the DOA. It's just fun.
It's just fun. But what are your overall impressions in terms of Freeride?
On the DOA, it was a lot of fun. It was very playful. Once you got up into those higher speed turns or like trying to like slashes and side hits, it definitely got a little bit chattery. But that was kind of to be expected, especially with how soft it is, like from a buttering perspective. But that first time I ollied the Super DOA, I was like,
To the moon.
whoa. And then it was just like straight line. Oh, cool. Oh, you want to turn? Well, I don't know if like you want to turn. Are you sure?
Yeah, you have to be very certain.
Yeah.
On the Super DOA.
Yeah. I think for me, I would personally prefer riding the Super DOA from a freeride perspective. I just think it's lighter, it's stiffer, it's got more rebound.
You know, considering they are both true twins, neither the Super DOA or the DOA are really suited for outright free riding, but for everything else, side hits, navigating through trees, just kind of doing your thing at higher speeds, at a more advanced level, the Super DOA is a tool that you can rely on. You just really have to give it, you have to respect it.
It's not a lazy man's snowboard.
Exactly. Overall, from a free riding perspective, the Super DOA is going to take the cake for me.
Yeah, same. All right, choose your fighter.
Choose your fighter.
You can only have one.
If I can only pick one, it's going to be the Super DOA. And that kind of surprises me, but I think that if you are an intermediate to advanced rider and you're really looking for something that's going to like have that much higher skill ceiling, the Super DOA is a good tool in that aspect. It is not for the very initial intermediate rider. If you aren't dialed in riding traditional camber, although this is the Resort V1 profile, so it does still feature some rocker at the ends. This is a board that you have to know what you're doing on in order to really have fun.
I agree. I think from a daily driver, if I had to pick one, it'd be the Super DOA. But this is still a ton of fun, especially if you are someone that's just looking to play around, get in the park a little bit, explore the whole mountain. You really can't go wrong with either, but for me, the Super DOA and just blasting.
So as you can probably tell from our banter, these are two very different snowboards that are also very similar, but they cater to different riding styles. If you're looking to find the board that suits your riding style perfectly, come to Curated.com to shop with an expert like myself or Mike.
And if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button to see more awesome content from us, and comment below what boards we should review next.
Yeah.